welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am so filled with love and joy and inspiration. Again today, I've got a page filled with notes, lots of ideas that I hope can be helpful for you. So, brothers and sisters, sincerely, all of you who've already stopped in, I mean, I see the familiar names. Machine Lies, you've been in my thoughts. You said something the other day, and I need you to remind me of what you said. And plus, I've been giving a lot of thought to the idea of technology and knowledge and mind and thoughts and all sorts of amazing things. I am filled with inspirations today. Our poll, brother, you're in my thoughts today too. Let me jump through the thumbnail thing. And the message of I want to share first off, and then I'm going to share how I got into the topic of criminal activity, and then I'll try to remember a lot of thoughts, and then we'll open up the discussions. We'll see where the day goes. But today, having some fun. Really, life can be tough. It can be serious. But truly, my love of God, maybe that's where I should start, right? So we're on the same page. Let's just pause for a moment, realize, all things, big and small from the past, that's what created you into you. It's what created me into me. All big and small things from the past created the day into the day it is. So let's be grateful. Let's be grateful for all things, small, large, known and unknown. Just be grateful, man, because gratitude, I think that's what God is wanting for us. Because when you praise, you only praise when you're grateful. So let's build some gratitude for the day today so we can have some trust in God and have a beautiful week together. Sincerely, praise God. As you go through your day and you find beauty, beauty is there. Beauty is there today, wherever you are. Especially if you're tuning in with me, you might be the beauty that's shining where you're at. Maybe you're alone. There's beauty around us. And there's nothing better than sharing beauty and joy with another human being who's living this life of criminal activity. So here, the idea of the gospel and the Holy Spirit, the messages of the scripture, for those who are familiar with the Bible will turn you to the Holy Spirit. And I'm convinced this stuff is real. The stuff from the Bible. Oh, that's part of my ideas for today. So here's the conclusion I'm at. Here in this present moment with you, with me, is a perfected love. It's there. It's always there. What is more perfect than love? And this is what I was considering earlier about our God. There's been all these religions and different philosophies and ideas about it. These ideas and these beliefs, the traditions, they're all man-made. The messages are true, though. The Son of God is within you, regardless of gender, color, right? Religion. The Son of God is the spirit of life that's been birthed into the life you are living. It's true. Whether you know it or not, love is with you. Life is for you. It's not happening at you. It's happening with you and through you. It is all for you. The whole world was created for you and I to explore, to discover, to do whatever we want, to grow into the best versions of ourselves, to live the greatest life we can imagine and create. That's why we're here on Earth. The topic today, criminal activity. So earlier today, part of this experience, and again, thank you to all of you. You're joining the Jack Talcott experience, and my experience is wild, man. And the story is wild. So now you are a part of my story. So praise God for you. For without you, I'd be alone. I'd be just like talking to nobody except myself. So whether you're tuning in now or later, these messages are for you to do with what you want. I hope I can communicate clearly enough for all to be able to understand. Earlier today, I got a call. Oh, there's been since yesterday's live stream, some of the changes in my life. I had a beautiful conversation online elsewhere. I think it was with Truth or Cop, and then I got a message from someone who found value in what I'm seeing, and I was reminded of these amazing events. There's in this time of life that we're living in America, especially. I assume I know it's prevalent in Canada as well. I've met a lot of people from America and Canada. What I'm getting at is there's all these healing centers, there's development events, there's a lot of people, a lot of wisdom that's available to be learned. Just earlier today, I checked out another channel, YouTube channel, someone turned me on to Know Thyself. I don't have it up. There's so many healers in this world today. There's no reason to continue carrying unhealed trauma. There's no reason to continue enabling problems and dissatisfaction in your life. There's no reason. There never was, but at this time of day and age, since yesterday, I've received a lot of encouraging signs that 2025 is going to be something big. It might even happen before 2025. It's possible. It could happen today. Miracles happen like that. Spontaneous realizations, spontaneous introductions. Life is magical. It's really easy to get caught up in the criminal activity. Criminal activity, back to the topic and today. I got a call from a debt collector. Now, part of my adventure is I've been trying to communicate and reason with employees of some of these demonic corporations. Comcast is a perfect example in my experience. There's a lot of great people who work for Comcast. I don't know any personally, I don't think, but they got some pleasant people there. But the way the corporation treats customers is BS. One of my goals is to improve on my profanity. I noticed the last few streams I've been getting sloppy with my words again. And I want to be appropriate. So got a debt collector trying to collect like $40 for Comcast, a debt that I allegedly have. And I'm like, okay, well, how about I offer instead an introduction? I'm Jack Talcott, and I'm a man of deep faith, and I know that what we are all dealing with, we were born into a criminal enterprise. It's the money system. We've all been participating in this criminal enterprise of selfishness. And I hope to be a part of ending it. So the criminal activity, that's what I started thinking about. I think about my words I hear myself say. I really do. Try to pay attention to what I say, and I encourage you to do as well. Your life is being lived through you. If you're not listening to you, why should anyone else? And if you're not paying attention to what you're saying, well, people reveal themselves quite clearly if you just pause and pay attention. So I started thinking about it's the government and corporate laws that are defending the banking system. And the banking system has us all confused and divided. I've talked about these topics a bunch, but it got me thinking more just about the words. What is a criminal? What is a crime? A crime is a violation of the law. Well, man's laws protect selfishness. It makes excuses for sending people off to war. Man's laws are corrupt. So what would a true righteous law be? Well, the law of love. Obviously, that's what Christ brought through his perfect truth, his perfect love. Back to perfected love. Perfected love is the answer. Love is magical. Bring it into your awareness so that it's in your experience. Often, love is the gift that we are here to share and embody, or deny, or withhold, or whatever. So back to the topic. Through the grace and truth of Christ Jesus, the commandment was love. Love God, love others, love yourself. Give yourself permission to love yourself. Give yourself permission to become lovable, to become more gentle. I'm getting myself off topic. What is the law of love? Well, the law of love is truth. There's no denying that. Love reveals honesty. It's from the heart that we know. And it's from the heart that we connect with one another. That's the spirit of who you are. That's the Son who is within you, the Son of the Father, the gift and magic of life. It is the love. So the law of love is truth. Truth is commanding. It is controlling. We don't have to like the truth or not. It doesn't care. The truth is from God. And what is true is every single one of us will be held accountable. We will always carry the memories of what we have done, especially the unresolved memories, the ones we don't want to let go of. We'll always know when we could have done better. So this is why I think it's time for the American public to intervene in the men and women serving in the U.S. Congress, in the White House. We don't have to wait for Donald Trump. Like I said, let's bring Donald Trump, all the people he wants to bring in. Let's bring these conversations into the sitting members of Washington, D.C. and the new incoming members of Washington, D.C. And let's lead America into a better world together. That's my prayer. Oh, you know what? I've got so many notes today, but I could go on and on and on. Can you still love others if you don't love self? Not fully. Not the way you deserve to feel love. And I would really ask, what prevents self-love? The only thing that denies love, truly, is our opinions, our judgment. You know what? That does bring up couple of things I did have ready. In the description of the video, and here I'll share it again, is a live stream from Aaron Abkey, and I can't remember the other gentleman's name, but from earlier today regarding A Course in Miracles. And I truly have, in my own education, my own development, I've found a lot of value from the explanations of that course. And I think I'm going to start linking yeah, I did put the link for A Course in Miracles online in the description as well. So if you're called that way, please check it out for yourself. This idea of the resolve of criminal activity is the truth, but here, my goals are mine, right? I share them because I don't know who might hear what. And the idea of a greater future is that's the future I envision of mankind. We're not divided by budgets. We're not overcomplicating progress through regulations and rules. And then we're sure as hell not spending so much on oppressing and punishing people. We only get to live this life once. And there's people placed in cages for things they did, for things they experienced ages ago. People change even when they're behind bars. There's reformed people. You know what? Let me not speak. These are assumptions. But I see a future for mankind that gives me so much hope. Why? Because there's tons of men, not tons, there are many leaders of light sharing wisdom generously, online, in person. There's many people who are here to bring answers to us all. The answers from God, and this was the topic of their lesson from today. They're doing discussions on A Course in Miracles, just for a few, and they're promoting their program, which if you have interest, I encourage you, invest in yourself. I'm considering doing some of those myself, sharing some of the lessons I found pretty helpful. I found this one helpful. When we've got our minds are filled with doubt and we don't really know what to do, remind yourself, God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed, all misery replaced with joy, all prison doors, that's mental prisons, that's prisons on our hearts, all prison doors are opened, and all sin is understood as merely a mistake. We live today, brothers and sisters. We all will be accountable for what we do, what we do not do, to ourselves. We are all responsible for the life we are living, the choices we make, and we've been making our choices in our own ways. Let me not get preachy. The idea is to humble ourselves to God's presence, the perfection of God in your life. It's there. Life was created perfectly for you and I to discover who we are, who we might become, despite the challenges we face, despite the karma we might have brought up. We're here to heal this world, brothers and sisters, and I am excited for 2025. I see everything coming together perfectly. Oh, this reminds me today. Never respond to a bill collect. Well, they cautioned me that any responses, it would be recorded. So I'm like, I'm living this life as Jack. And what if it's true? What if Jesus was the one to become the example perfectly? There's many teachers alive today who are far greater than me, far more successful, far more easily understood. But what if this is my purpose? What if it is we who is the return of Christ, and I'm trying to lead you back to God? I am a man of peace, despite my reputation. And the obvious, angry cot. But here's what I do know. Back to some of you who have been here, my friends, my brothers and sisters. The idea of a convention got into my head. And at the same time, I'm self-evaluating. There's plenty of Denizen pointed it out to me again yesterday. I was allowing people to frustrate me still. It's obvious, So I'm growing in this, and where did I bring that up? I'm growing in this. Each day, we are growing into who we might become. Life is truly an amazing gift. The key that I'm hoping to share with you is perhaps some ideas to change your perspective on your relationship with life and God. You only get to know either today. The past brought us to today, and every day is an opportunity to truly, you can do what you want, but every day it is an opportunity to truly rewrite your story. You can become whatever you want. I want to encourage you to become more like your true, authentic nature, meaning the best you. The best you is the Christ within you. It's the holy you. For those who have been around, back to you guys, why I brought you up. The idea of conventions got in my head. And for those who have been around a little bit for the Talcottian adventure, there's several of you in my mind. Okay. What if when things change, when Jack grows and things start coming in, we can do a Talcottian live meetup, do an event together. We could have so much fun. Praise God. Our guest, welcome. Nubs, how are you today, my friend?
Thanks. Well, Jack, how about yourself?
I have been actually, I've been truly, truly blessed today
Oh
in
yeah?
ways,
What happened?
yes, in many ways. One of them is thoughts of love, truly. It's becoming more part of my continual process. Here, I want to do this real quick and then get back to this because I was moved to tears a couple of times today. Just love. And I identify that's the Holy Spirit moving me, man. And from Aaron's live stream earlier today, God's answer is some form of peace. The reason I wrote that down, God's answer is peace. Peace is eternally present. And when we find the truthful answer, the loving answer, it brings a peace within us. Whoops. This is the other one I wanted. So there's a different lesson. Let's see if I can make that. I'd like to share this. This was my emailed lesson today. I'm working my way. There's so many tools to find inspiration out here. So the stillness of the peace of God is mine. Spend a few moments in your own time and your own way. Consider what would the peace of God be like? I love this this lesson. Perhaps we are now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. Well, this is in progression of the prior lessons. If this is not yet feasible, we are content and even more than satisfied to learn how such a day can be achieved. If we give way to a disturbance, let us learn how to dismiss it and return to peace. We need but tell our minds with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine. Nothing can intrude upon the peace that God himself has given to his Son. Father, your peace is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? I cannot lose your gifts to me. And so the peace you gave your Son is with me still, in quietness and in my own eternal love for you. These words, here, this is what I've been practicing here publicly, and I could have been a better example in many times, but I hope to become a good example anyway. I still get frustrated, but despite my frustration and disappointment, whatever, I can reset real quick. That is a strength. You can reset yourself anytime you remember to reset yourself into peace, into God's peace. Nothing helps you feel more peaceful than joy, right? How are you going to find joy? Through happiness. Well, there's not much to be happy about. Well, look for gratitude. Where are you going to find gratitude? Like, only within you. So become grateful that you are alive today, that God is with you. And join me in believing that a greater world, a much greater world is coming forth, because I know who I am today. I am me. I'm a humble man. I'm an ordinary man. I'm nothing yet. I've achieved very little yet. And yet, everything is in the eye of the beholder. But who I am today is a man who is committed. I want to live with the perfected love of Christ each and every day of my life. And wherever God takes me, I want to share that. So you're here. You are here. Please receive these ideas as your own. Consider them yourself. Try it on. Try it on. It may feel uncomfortable, and it did for me for quite a while. It took me a lot of mental attention and inner work to be sharing these words with you. But anything I do rightly, that's from God. Okay? That's how I feel. I accept who I am. And you can too. We can all accept who we are. And if you can accept you for who you are today, share that with others. That's the key. The key to accepting God is to accept what is real. The key to knowing love, knowing anything, is to seek it. Only you can choose what you want to find. We live in a world that's backwards. It's completely backwards. Hey, I am much more excited about this guest. Welcome back, Margot. How are you?
Hi, Jack. I'm fantastic.
What's new? What's going on?
I thought about you last night. You know, I have to watch all of the Golden Globe movies before my event on Sunday, so I watched about 3 in the last 2 days. But Gladiator 2 is not your type of movie because it's extremely violent and it's all about control and losing it and getting it and losing it. But it was a good flick. The other one was Lee, which is more aligned with what you believe and preach. And it was about it's a true story about a photographer with Vogue magazine back in World War II, and they had a lot of actual photographs of the crimes of World War II. It was horrific to watch, but it was good. So how did the Comcast call end?
I was very honest with the employee. She asked, "Are you prepared to pay this today, or are you able to pay it today?" I said, off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I believe I could pay it, but I choose not to. And then I explained why. So I wished her a good day, and I offered too on the recorded message. I offered, you have my invitation and my permission, regarding my privacy. Please feel free to look me up personally if you choose. Hey, Snafu is here. Let's see. How are you today, Snafu?
Good. Hello, Margot.
Thank you. That was wonderful, Snafu. You came in much more
Thank you
peacefully.
for being a terrible coach.
I could have done better with you, and I could do better with you. Will you help me help you?
Well, how's that going to happen?
Actually, you already are. You already are by the way you showed up today. You showed up with a different energy, and it's pleasant, and I don't want to disrupt it, but I do want to acknowledge it.
Acknowledge me.
Snafu, brother, you're just like me, and yet you are quite different. Right? No denying that. But my life is a crazy story so far. Both of you, many of you have been a part of this for a while. Welcome, 5-Speed.
Greetings, Jack. Margo.
How are you, brother?
Doing good. Figured I'd stop by for a few and see how you and the panel was all doing.
Brother, things are aligning so perfectly. My eyes have been open to here.
Jack, did you see my newest video?
No, I did not.
You should when you get a chance, because then it'll make you realize when I get at you about how deep these wars legal secrets are, because they're not even legal at this point with some of these patents that I keep talking about. So you might want to check the newest video I put up.
I appreciate that information, and I may. This is where I'm at. It's my faith is in God, truly. Back to this hypothetical scenario of what if Jesus was sent to the world for that purpose, and my purpose I found in my heart to try my best to follow him. And it's brought me to this love of God that, holy cows, man, holy cows. And see, Jesus brought the grace and the truth of God through his life, words, and deeds. Me, I'm a perfect imperfection, just like all of you. We're all here from the same design, and life is meant to be lived forward. But back to Jesus, his was perfection. We're part of that same story. And if it's true that I am a retelling of the Jesus story, I get to, me, Snafu, many of us, we get to play the part of exposing the lies. And truly, it is only lies.
All due respect, I do that, you kind of just sit on the panel and talk like OTW, Paul, and the rest of most of these YouTubers. You guys are afraid of the censorship that YouTube provides. Hence, you guys will talk like babies to censor your words, follow policy and guidelines, which is the same as, hey, get in this FEMA line. You guys are
Snafu.
cowards when it comes down to
Snafu.
standing against big tech. Just saying.
Snafu.
Just saying.
Right.
The truth.
Right, but you left out why Jack is online. It's similar but different to what you said. Okay.
Very different. You
Right.
talk about faith that is kind of blasphemous a lot.
No.
You don't talk about the opposite, really.
Snafu. I love you, brother. Let's pause. Okay, we don't have the disagreement.
Like, you're not like Paul. You're not guruing it like Paul or some of these other fucktards. So the authenticness is a little more.
Snafu, we're all creating the lives that God allows. Okay. Welcome, Stephen. How are you?
The king is here.
Hello.
King.
Hi, King.
Hi, Margot. Hi, Snafu. And hi, Jack. And what's that guy beside me? I can't read it.
5-speed.
Oh, the frog. 5-speed. Okay. Froggy. Frogger.
Hey, I had this other thought last night as I was my mind was running again last night.
Don't get naughty, Jack. Were you thinking of me?
No, I started thinking about society and how each household is separated. Every family, every person, we're all in this on our own. And America celebrates independency. We've broken our communities and people have become dependent upon the banking system, which is the state. So we've lost faith in each other. Humanity.
You depend on the banking system every day. Almost all of us on this path, we all do.
Right.
Let's just be real about it. Right.
Yeah. Well, Snafu, this is the point. Yes, but here's my dream.
Even Paul Slams, who claims he's off grid, that he uses the banking system every day. The super chats, the donations, y'all use the bank, y'all pero.
Snafu.
Well, if the banking system is the state, would that mean we're in a Jewish state? I'm just trying to understand.
I'm not invited.
Here, I have explanations to that I could share, but I want to come back to I want to come back.
I'm a king. I'm not a kosher king. I'm king, but I'm not a kosher king.
Here's the thing. There's no denying. Yeah, money is a part of our reality today. Okay.
I tried the kosher diet in prison once, Stephen.
Snafu, please don't. You've been doing wonderful, man. You are doing wonderful. Hey,
I'm always wonderful, Jack.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Wow, because of some happenings in the since yesterday and today, like I mentioned, I came across a different coaching organization. They've got long history and very successful. They're doing these events, live events for people to just go through a weekend and come out a new person. This stuff works. Anyway, the idea is my prayer, my dream a long time ago, once I got into this, learning this coaching and stuff, I want to bring some support into Washington, D.C. We deserve better leadership. We deserve better.
When are you going to do that? You've been for 5 years. You've been on this panel saying, I want to work with the I've called. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean or get you backstage me. I've tried to push you to make action, calling the United Nations, doing all kinds of things. You have yet to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Snafu, let's slow down. It brought us all to here. And God brought us all to here. That's why we're here.
We're all the same, but very different. Hello, Muhammad. Hello.
Yeah, welcome, Machine Lies. How you doing, bro? Hey, you said something. Please, Muhammad, you said something a few
Akbar.
days. Would you please? You said something a few days ago, and I was trying to remember what you said. It had to do with the evolution of society and the state, where by creating these commonly known rules, it allows men and women to follow their own personal path. And I can't remember how you described it. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
I do remember.
Hey,
But you
Zach,
don't
are
like
you
what I
okay? You
said.
look confused. Are you okay?
Dude, it's Zach Hubbard. He's a
It
fucking
looks a bit
pedophile sympathizer.
confused.
Would you? Holy cow, snafu. Zach, how are you, brother?
Doing well. You know, as always, I'm back here listening and working away. And, you know, Stephen comes on right away and makes the point about bankers and Jews. Stephen, who were the original bankers in this world?
Are you confused?
I'm not confused.
You
Who were
just
the
look
original
that way.
bankers?
The original bankers of this world?
Mm-hmm.
Your people, I think, the Jews.
Well, I'm not Jewish for one, but
You're
close to
not
my
Jewish?
people. I was sent to Catholic school for kindergarten and first grade, even though I was Lutheran. The first official bankers are the
What?
Templars.
How's
the first
that
official
possible?
bankers in history are the
Stephen.
Templars, and they serve the Catholic Church.
No, the Templars where
Stephen.
it came along. Sorry, go ahead,
Stephen.
Jack. Yeah.
Please allow him to finish rather than jumping in with
Okay,
it.
go ahead, Zachary. Go ahead.
Because-
So again, anyone can look up the history of who the original bankers were. Yeah, there were money changers who were Jews. I see what you're saying, but you're talking about bankers. For people to not know, the Templars were the first bankers, because to
No.
be a bank, you have to be able to guard assets. What
Yeah, I heard
Jews
that
ever
too.
had a standing army?
That's what I heard as well.
King
didn't have
David.
any standing army.
They had armies, sure.
No, they
Stephen.
did not. They did
Okay.
not. There's
Jack,
no
what's
Jewish
wrong?
standing
I'm
armies
just
in
giving
history.
history, Jack. I'm speaking facts
Okay,
here.
so Stephen, rather than
wrong?
your disagreements, do you think you can tell the correct story? When
Jack,
did it
yes.
start? When did it start, Stephen?
There were bankers in the times of ancient Egypt, ancient Rome, ancient Greece, back in the times of the Jewish temple, King David. That's when, Jack. What's wrong with that? Have you done your research? Maybe you haven't done the research.
Stephen,
I'm not here to disagree, Jack. He came on here hot, and you're defending Zach, and he's spreading falsehoods. Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
Maybe I'm defending because your irritations or your interruptions, they did irritate me. I know
It
you
was just the
can do
truth.
better.
That's all.
You think so? And
He asked a question, and I answered. I answered it.
Stephen,
I may have something of value to add to what Zach just said that I find interesting. And that is in up until 1983, there was a Combs that was the chairman of the Board of Regents and the banking commissioner that was murdered in 1983 in Richmond, Kentucky, which is interesting because of the 80s and all the way up until now with the opioids, mental health, nuclear family, roll up your arm.
Where are you
all of
going
it.
with this? I'm sorry, but
yeah, I don't know what you're
Well,
talking about.
what is
okay,
this?
no problem.
Where are you going with
yield.
it?
No problem.
Thank you. You know, human history is fascinating. One of the most logical conclusions I found, governments and money, those two go together, the currency, whatever form it is. So state and money go together. Money also goes to slavery. Slavery could not exist without, collective agreement and enabling, but it has. We've had slavery and this criminal activity of charging human beings money for wisdom. Zach, you give that stuff away, and I honor you. You bless you, brother.
And again, listen, I'm not here to cover up for the small caps, as a lot of you guys like to call it. But again, a lot of you don't have your facts or history straight. and you got to ask backwards. Again, there were no founders in this nation ever warning about Jews. When this nation was being founded, nobody was warning about Jews. They were warning about the Jesuits and what would happen if they came out of suppression, because this nation was largely founded by people who wanted to escape the tyranny of the Catholic Church. And why did a lot of people want to escape that Catholic tyranny? Because they were charging something called indulgences. You had to pay indulgences to the church. They were saying, you owe us this. You owe us this. A lot like what our government does today. And look at all that Roman architecture all over the Capitol. Now, again, the Vatican has its own central bank, if you're not aware of this. It's one of the 3 independent city-states of the world. Washington, D.C., the banking district of London, and the Vatican are the 3 independent city-states. They all have their own central banks, and that's what the 3 stars are on Washington, D.C.'s flag.
Zach.
Huh?
Yes, please. It's time. We know enough. It's time for us to unite and confront these evil atrocities. It is criminal activity. Here's the reality. Selfishness. These are lessons from God for mankind. I'm pretty confident. Selfishness has destroyed mankind. Selfishness destroys us all individually. So what causes someone to be selfish? Miseducation, unhealed trauma.
I don't know what that is, Noelle. Is she sharing something with us? Jack, I have a question.
At the movies, King Stephen.
Oh, okay. Jack, I have a question for you. You mentioned government and banking is one and the same. And I do have, that begs the question, do you want to end government? Do you want to end the U.S. government? Or do you want to work with the U.S. Congress, Senate, President? What is your goal here?
That we convince the people in the system to transform the system so that men and women can truly live freely and righteously and celebrate life with each other.
But let me ask follow-up question then. How do you convince a tyrant or a group of tyrants not to be tyrannical anymore? Like, they're already in charge in a sense. How do you convince them to do something different from what they're currently doing?
Stephen, I love that question. My life prepared me for this. I've been facing bullies all my life. Have you met Paul? You met some of the others?
I have met Paul in a sense on here. He's an interesting character.
Yep. Here's what I know. Every one of us, we are capable of transformation. I myself, I've been through many different transformations long ago, without my choice and with my choice. I transformed who I was. And I'm feeling pretty comfortable today. I'm envisioning 2025 for all of you who are here with me. We are part of something amazing. History is being created with us, through us, and it is time. We've got, consider this, please. Sorry to keep going on, but the reason I want to speak to the men and women of Congress is because they hold the legislative authority. They don't understand what they're actually doing. They're participating actively in the oppression and manipulation of other people. We have men and women contracted by law by the U.S. government. Their job is to make sure America is safe. Well, you're only safe if you've got enemies, I guess. That's the mindset. Here, back to the idea. Christ is the example of leader. We deserve better representation. We deserve better leadership from those who, in any place, whether it's a workplace, in the government organization, in the churches, we need better representation and better leadership. True leaders do not send those who they lead, they don't send them off into danger. We've created a society, once again, where men and women are sent off into war, while the people making those choices, they sleep comfortably and safely in their beds.
Jack?
Yes.
Yes.
I apologize. I interrupted.
No,
go ahead, Margaret.
Well, I have a follow-up question to the tyranny thing, or the tyrants. And I thought about this when I was watching Gladiator last night. So you said that people are capable of change. So do you be patient and just try to educate and wait?
I love that question. Patience brings peace, and faith brings our perseverance. We are here to persevere and to have peace in our hearts, but the egoic mind, the unsettled, the primitive beast that's within us, it literally is. Well, I present the case that within each of us is the Christ and Antichrist. What is Antichrist? Selfish. We all have a selfish nature within us. We've all made poor mistakes in the past. I believe that if I envisioned long ago of connecting with a whole bunch of conscious health coaches, and let's unite and share some time to educate the men and women in Washington, D.C. We have everything we need to create a far greater world. It just requires the willingness. Because what Zach said, I understand that's true. There's been a lot of oppression from choices from the Vatican. Manipulation and currency has been, wars have been throughout time with mankind. But there's some amazing stories that are being revealed regarding the chosen ones. And
I have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
Like I said, the second movie I watched was called Lee, and it was about the Holocaust and World War II. Obviously, hundreds of thousands of people were being murdered. We couldn't wait with Hitler. I mean,
that's mainstream history.
Okay.
It's a little bit deeper than that, but I can't go into it on YouTube.
Well, I'm talking about I agree with you, King Stephen. However, in regards to the movie, let's say hypothetically.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, what do you do when you have a tyrant leader that's killing thousands and thousands of people?
Well, Zach hasn't done that yet, but he has the look of being capable.
Stephen.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I
I'm
was
just
gonna say, if you're an
teasing, Jack.
American, you slap a yellow bumper sticker ribbon on your car and go along with it.
Jack, I do have a question though, Jack. Pardon the irony with this, but do you think that Congress could be just mere puppets to higher ups? Do you think they're acting as representatives of the people, or do you think they're puppets to corporate interests and bankers and the chosen ones?
Please remember that to remind me. But Zach, were you going to say something?
Well, did you want to answer King Stephen's question first? I think he asked that to you.
He did.
And my question too.
Your question. What I do trust is we are all of the same time in history. We are all from the same source. We are all here to serve out our purpose. Many people don't know who they are serving. In answer to your question, the men and women of Congress, I believe they're, like many others, they are slaves to their minds. They're slaves to the rules of others. They're not leaders.
But are they puppets to one's higher up in the hierarchy above them, the billionaires, let's say? Do you think they're puppets to the That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, in this capitalist system, freedom was sold. You don't have it.
Do you think we should actively work to end capitalism and put in another system in place?
Absolutely. That's what I want to invite. Consider this. America has led the world in the development of civilization. What's funded the American way has been the banking system. It's always been about money. That's how the kings and queens that had their rule. They hired people to enforce their rules. We're still dealing with this same
I'm
nonsense.
guilty of that.
Well, we don't have kings and queens anymore. Well, at least
Yeah,
not
we
here.
do.
Well, not in
America-
America, not in the United States. I mean, right?
America has seats at the table all around the world, right? And America could lead the rest of the world in internal reforms, which is on an individual basis what the Bible is talking about: repent and change. Repent and change your ways. If America repented and changed its ways rather than leading the world to wars, we could lead the world into renovations, right?
Why does America have so many bases around the world, like hundreds of military
Real quick,
bases?
instead of the
What's all
King
that about?
Stephen 1,000 questions show, just real quick, I'd like to interject something.
He's been dying for a while.
Please do.
I have to hop off here in a second. I just want you guys to think about this. A lot of us woke up to something online that was about 15 years ago published. There's a website called Deagle, and it showed how, again, it's based on military intelligence. It showed how in 2025, there was this expectation for a major drop in world population. This has been a viral topic for over a decade of why there's this speculation based on military intelligence. So I want to show you something that real interesting that just happened yesterday, right before we enter into 2025. Of course, Jimmy Carter was announced dead, and he's really been dead probably for 2 years. They literally wheeled him out
Give us
looking like
the
a vegetable at
gematria.
the start of the year on a dolly. But here's what's so interesting about this. He was the 76th governor of Georgia, where the Georgia Guidestones were, this massive stone monument dedicated to depopulation. That monument came down on 7/6 on George W. Bush's 76th birthday. Now look at this. From the day that the Georgia Guidestones came down to his death yesterday was 907 days later. 907.
That's a number, you guys. That's a
Hold
number.
on. The big story in the news yesterday alongside his death was the plane crash in Korea that reportedly happened at 9:07 a.m. local time. And it happened exactly 907 weeks after the only other plane crash incident that airline happened. Exactly 907 weeks to the day. Now, I'm not going to get into the meaning of 907, but Jimmy Carter died in Plains, Georgia. Plains.
Can you give us
And-
the light version of 907? I'm curious about what 907 means. Just the light.
God.
Well,
real quick.
The Brotherhood of Saturn, which is going to turn 97 years old next year on Easter, is what this number's about. And just for the record, 907 is a lot like 97. Carter equals 97 in gematria, just like death does, just like plane crash. They're all 97. If you look it up, the worst plane crash in South Korea's history was in the year 97. It was also on August 6th, the anniversary of Hiroshima. But I was just thinking about this planes thing. And again, this is the speculation part. There's a lot of ways that they can plan to get rid of us. The poison in the food, in the air, in the water. And speaking of in the air, we see these tic-tac-toe patterns above. Well, what's that all about? And could it get to a point where they're putting something worse in those tic-tac-toe patterns? For anyone who thinks that's just contrails, come out to where I live September, October, when the climate's just right and it's raining like spider webs coming out of the air out here in Washington State. And sometimes it gets on your face and you just wonder what this crap even
You've
is.
been talking for a while.
There's
and you
been a-
I have
criticize
never
me
Hold
for
on,
asking
hold on.
questions.
Excuse me, Zach. Can you stop? Like, are you doing like?
Oh my God, Noel, you're insufferable.
I was gonna say, Zach, I've been seeing a lot of videos on Twitter about like these like fake clouds and like this weird dust that's all in the air. Like,
They're
there's
not
a
trying
lot
to
of
kill us
viral
all.
videos.
If they wanted to do that, they'd do that. That's baby
Oh,
truth or shit. What Jack is
nuclear
spewing. Or
bombs.
Zach.
No,
Sorry,
hold on.
not
It's
Jack,
not.
Zach.
They had it etched
Baby
in
truth or shit.
stone to limit the Earth's population.
Yeah,
to
that's baby
500
truth
million.
or shit. I know
Huh?
about the Georgia Guidestones. Everybody's known about that for 25 years.
Yeah, they
Come
blew
on.
them up.
Okay,
right?
but what they don't realize is what we said
Jesus.
from the beginning, how the name that was coded in there equaled 76. We were talking about that for years. Then they come down on George W. Bush's 76th birthday on 7/6. Now
I
they're
think
sneaked up
Jack
with the
should take
76th
back his
governor of
vote.
Georgia. And again,
You're
Skull and
taking over
Bones
the
equates
show,
to
dude.
76 as well in Gematria. And
Get it
Daniel
back, Jack.
Coit Gilman also has a July 6th birthday, who's the founder of Johns Hopkins, who went to Skull and Bones. Again, you guys better take notice of the agendas going in the world. And again, when you say it's baby truth or shit, I'll tell you what baby truth or shit is. Blaming everything on Jews. That's
Zach,
baby truth
Yeah.
or shit.
Can you please stop?
Zach.
talking?
Yes.
No.
I didn't
think-
blame everything on
Thank
them. I just mentioned some facts. That's all.
Here, guys, thank you. There's plenty of evidence that reveals the numbers. There's a pattern. There's a divine pattern to life. It's a mystery. The patterns are ours to discover. But what do we do with what we've learned? That's the key. The patterns in each of our own lives are there for each of us. We're there to figure it out. I've learned some things that helped me figure it out. And Zach, what I see this is, it's evidence of the proof of God. God is doing this. What are we going to do with God? The world.
Can you be
we know-
specific? What do you mean God is doing this? What do you mean by this? I think the whole audience is wondering, what do you mean by this? God is doing
I know,
what
I was wondering.
exactly?
I am
What
now.
is-
I am now. Yeah.
Jack,
God's doing
I
what,
have to
Jack?
hop off, but I just want to interject. We cannot put too many
Hi,
things on
Flo.
God. God is not doing what I'm talking about. There is an organic side to this, but God didn't have the NFL rigged game scheduled for Jimmy Carter's team versus the nation's capital on the night of his
Oh
death, as
my
they announced that the
God.
young star
Zach,
quarterback's now engaged
Zach,
to Mrs. Carter.
Zach, please. I don't mean to interrupt. I appreciate the interruption, but between the two of us, I'm confident I've spent more time studying God and the philosophy of God. You've been seeing the numbers and paying attention to the world. I don't pay attention to the world. I learn about the world from people like
But
you.
this is how you can see the difference between God and man manipulating.
Yeah, like he's
Zach?
trying to teach
Correct.
you, Jack.
Zach, you don't know.
Prove
you
it.
don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, please.
So Noel, why don't you watch my
Oh,
video before
shots
Sunday Night
fired.
Football explaining how Dan Quinn would get his 54th win since Jimmy Carter equals 54, and it was 54 days after the election where he said he was only living to vote for Kamala Harris.
Oh,
He did get
man.
that 54th win, and how many points were in the game?
Oh, my
54. This
God.
stuff goes on week after
Oh.
week. It's not God. It's evidence of a script. And I've been saying forever,
Zach?
everything I've talked
No,
about
it's
for
not.
years.
Zach, why are we talking about it? What are we going to do
So
with it?
that we have enough knowledge to discern between what the difference is between evil people and manipulation and giving
Yes.
credit to God. Anyway, I don't think
We
anyone
have
really
that,
wants to learn. I
Zach.
think everyone's in their ego, and I think that's why we will perish. I'm out.
Well, Zach,
Thanks,
I
Zach.
love you, bro.
We're all
He
in our
just- His
ego.
parting words are that we're the reason that that humanity's going to die.
Thanks, Motormouth, Jack or Zach.
No, please, guys, be respectful.
Hey, Jubilee.
Welcome, Jubilee. Blessings to
I
you.
actually came up to quickly talk to Zach and suggest that what Jack said is correct.
He
The
ran.
signs, the symbols, the dates are not some elite force
Move,
constructing it with their brain. It is God. It is a creator doing it because we're all doing it.
So
The
you
celebrities
believe it's
are doing
happening?
it. Our cousins, all of it. All of it is
So
happening.
you believe it's happening though, like what he's
Could
saying.
it be
is true?
Lucifer?
How about
I believe
Guys.
I'm seeing my own signs and symbols, and they're intertwined with the Kennedy family, with my cousins, with
Okay.
all of it. I've been
Could
discussing
it be
them on
Lucifer?
my channel.
Stephen?
Could be any of it.
Well, here.
I think it's
Could be your
Mickey
mama,
Mouse.
Steven.
So
Guys,
a cosmic plan.
Hello, please.
Hello.
Golly geez. I love you guys. Peace is in the stillness.
Holy cows,
Stillness
man.
is present. See, reset. Thank you. I appreciate that. What is real common is people will edge God out and give power to the evil, give power to the Satan, to the lack of God, and that's not true. What Jubilee was saying, it is God. God is living this life with us, through us, for us to learn from.
Sorry, Jack, I'm just going to pop down. Just want to come up and quickly say that. And I would love to have a conversation with Zach about the numbers that he sees and the, I don't remember what he calls them, but I think there
Gematria.
is.
Jubilee, you should come on my show sometime. I'd like to have a conversation with you about Jack and Zach.
I don't know anything about Zach, and I feel like if Jack was there, then maybe, but
Our God is an awesome God.
Thank
he
you, Jubilee.
reigns on heaven and earth. I grew up evangelical Christian. I know the song.
I'm in a cult.
Jubilee, will you please take down my son's gravesite from your channel? You made a video of me
Yes, please.
with
You
my
can
son's
take it down.
gravesite. And
Don't
I
do
don't
it.
appreciate
Don't
that.
give in.
Take it
Don't
down.
give in.
Take
If
it
it's my
down.
video on you,
Take
no,
it
I can't do that.
down.
If it's just a post
With
if it's
my
just one
son's
post, then
gravesite
yes,
on
I can
it.
do
With
it.
my son's gravesite on it.
That you
Wow.
definitely 100% put up then, right? I was going to come up and say, Margot, that's a completely different issue that we can talk about.
Okay,
Some other
well,
time.
you doxed
Wait.
my son's gravesite,
Yes, you doxed
and
her
you
son's
petitioned
grave,
people
Jubilee.
to deface it. So,
to
those are the
deface
facts.
it.
Those are the facts, and you
I
know them.
petitioned people to deface your son's gravestone.
Why
Yes,
did you
you
put
Those
it
are
up?
facts, Margot.
Why did you
Yes,
put it
they
up?
are.
Well, hold on, please, Margot. Let's not assume the worst.
Oh, she did.
Well,
Margot, I've experienced that pattern with you.
I'm curious why she says she put it up though, because
I don't
I'm
remember
not-
putting it up. It was probably a picture of her with her son's gravestone in the background. Or unless I have a bad memory, so there is possibility. Margot did say that everyone who's been in a mental institution is basically unsafe for children. So I had a little bit of emotion when I was making.
Where is your child right now?
Video on her. None of your business, Margot.
That was creepy.
Exactly.
Whoa, Margot. Inappropriate.
Please. We're here to, we've been testing each other. We've been learning from each other. We've said and done things to each other, but
sexually.
we're learning.
Jubilee, did you dox her son's gravesite? Is that what happened?
What does that even mean? I didn't go find his gravesite and you know what I mean? And drive to her hometown, take a picture of it and put it online. Everything I do is from my bedroom. So it was definitely on social media already. So definitely not doxing. And I don't remember, you can timestamp it on that video and I might be able to edit that part out.
Jack.
If I can figure out how to edit that part out, Margot. But you would need to timestamp the part that's there. So I'm not doing extra labor for it.
Jubilee,
You've done enough.
Jubilee, can I say something
Please consider that idea, Jubilee. Okay.
If she
Thank you,
timestamps
Jack.
it, I will absolutely consider it. See what
I
had
appreciate
done
you,
during
Jack.
that
Thank
period.
you.
Jubilee, why did you do that to my mom, Margot, right here? Like, why would you do that? Like, why would
Well,
you?
first of all,
actually-
Noelle, I didn't do it to your mom. I did it
Yes,
to
my
his
mom.
mom, right? If I did it to his mom. And it was him that would have been done to. And I think I actually am speaking with and for the ancestors, all of the people who've passed away. I get that that is not the belief of the people whose loved ones are still here. And so I try to be more respectful. But I think that is where the signs and symbols come from. I think it's where our ingenuity comes from.
How did you give yourself authority? Did I hear to speak for?
We all are in communication with our loved ones who've passed away, I believe. Or it's God, or it's aliens. It's all kind of up in the ether.
Huh?
But it's enough connected to our deaths and births that.
No, it's just like it's the
Aliens.
Anunnaki or it's the angels or gods, you know?
Well,
It's open.
consider that the truest gift is knowledge. See, it's from God, the Father. In the Christian biblical identity, it's from the Father that the answers are revealed. Well, the answers will be you get to choose, and that's right, Flo. It could be demons. So how do you know if it's God or not?
I'm not
He's a
even
demon.
religious. I think
Flo's
it's I don't think it's
Taylor's
either
a
of them.
demon.
Well, you don't have to be religious. You just have to be honest. How do you know which is loving or not?
It depends how many eyes that
I mean,
have.
if I don't believe in that paradigm, then I'm not trying to just figure out which one of the things in that I don't believe it is, right?
Yeah, which thing in the Harry Potter book's gonna get you, you know?
Here's the thing.
Straight to hell.
What you believe does not matter. What I'm explaining is truthful. It can be experienced and explained. And the question was, how do you know what is a loving thought or a devilish thought?
How?
Maybe it'll come to you at the right moment when you need it.
Huh?
That's one of them. London said one of them. It comes at the right moment. There is a perfection to life. It is undeniable. There is a perfection to time. It comes at the right, it'll show up at the right moment, and the answer will bring you peace. Okay? The stillness of the peace of God is mine. And then what, whoops. And then God's answer is some form of peace. It brings healing. It brings comfort. It brings resolve.
So if you like it. So
What's that?
That basically what I'm getting from that is, you know, it's from God if you like it.
Why do you like it? See, the ego will, the selfish, short-sighted mind will do that. Yes. Ooh, I like that idea. I'm thinking about me. I'm going to be great. Well, no. If we're not thinking of others, we're not thinking things through, because we are one experience of life at this time of history here on Earth.
That's me, Flo.
Nice boobs.
Thanks.
And truly, God's answer is some form of peace.
Shut up, Noel.
You make me shut up.
I see. What brings us peace? It
What was that picture?
It helps heal the inner pain. The misery is replaced with joy. I saw a comment from the chat a little earlier about happiness is fleeting, and that is true. Joy, though, is eternal. I mean, it's eternally present. Love is eternally present. And happiness is eternally present should we find gratitude. But selfish people aren't grateful. They're
Happiness
always
is abundant as well.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I believe happiness is abundant.
Beautiful. That's what love is.
Black Talcott is here. That's funny.
Oh, shit.
Guys, we are a part of an incredible story. I'm telling you, the Jack Talcott story will be written. I had conversations with someone earlier today, and we not anyone who would be involved in that, but I'm confirmed this is an idea I am going to pursue. The Jack Talcott story. You guys are a part of my adventure, and I love it.
You love
Jack,
all of us?
I'm gonna
No, you
duck out.
don't.
I don't feel
That was
sounds
such,
gay when you
no,
say
it's
that.
not gay.
feel
It's just
like-
like he could barely. Did you see him like grinding his teeth when he nodded?
I feel like I'm being dishonorable to my son with Jubilee on channel. So I'm gonna duck out, but I'll talk to you later, okay?
I love you, Mom.
I love you too,
Hey,
sweetheart.
Margot, did you hear what I said?
Love you,
though?
Margot.
Timestamp it. I can take.
I
that
will hold her
down.
to account.
Mrs. I'm
Samsonite.
being disrespectful to your son.
She's trying to do that to manipulate Jack to kick you off, but it didn't work.
No, she's trying to manipulate. Like, she's not going to timestamp it. There isn't one part that, like,
Jubilee, can you please stop?
I don't think Margot's being manipulative at all.
Jubilee,
Actually, well, your opinions aren't relevant, Stephen.
It's not just an opinion, Jack. It's
no,
it's
Stephen. To you, it's more than opinion. To reality, here and now,
Jack,
it's irrelevant.
No, I think you have a crush on Jubilee, but I think she might be a lesbian. I don't think that it's going anywhere.
Stephen,
I think that too because of the haircut.
Ham banana. Okay. One of my pet peeves is people interrupting me. I know I talk a lot. Okay.
You do.
But between Banana and Steven, I know that what I have to say will offer more value to our time.
It's just an opinion, Jack. That's just an opinion.
Can we ask her if she's a lesbian instead of speculate about her?
Yeah, are you, Jubilee?
How about we allow me to lead this conversation? Nice distraction again.
Go ahead, Jack. Lead the way. Lead the way.
Agents of chaos, man. They think of themselves. They're not here for light. They're here for entertainment and disruption.
I would like to actually answer that question.
Yeah, please.
My
do.
sexuality
Please.
has fuck all to do with it. Jack and I are siblings in saving the world, and your guys need to turn everything into a sexuality and flirt.
Wait, did
It's
you
like
say you're?
we're here for something much bigger, And I'm both queer and I have only
yes,
So you did answer the question. Thank you.
You did
Thank
answer
you.
only ever
Thank
dated
you.
men.
My gaydar
Yeah.
works.
No,
My gaydar works.
queer doesn't necessarily mean
Like,
lesbian.
why would you do
You-
that to Margot?
Oh, I don't care what
my
it means. Who
God.
cares?
Queer
Okay.
means gay.
What the?
So, thank you. Now that we answered those questions, Stephen, what I wanted to point out to you is a lesson this world will be learning very soon. Any mature adult can know that their thoughts aren't real unless they're true.
Jack, why are you putting a target on me? I don't understand why your wrath is kind of aimed at me today. I've been a very good guest here.
It's been mixed. You've interrupted and raised some arguments that I didn't find helpful or
I'm trying my best.
But I know, and the other side of that is you're right. You have been helpful despite your reputation.
Thank you. Well, forget my reputation. You've clung on to that for how many months now? Jubilee, I have another question for you. Are you mentally ill? Do you have a mental illness? This is an honest question. People want to know.
Stephen, how about if you want to ask a question like that, why don't you explain what within you causes you?
I think that it would be helpful
Her
also if he
reputation.
answered it
Her
first,
reputation.
if he went ahead and answered the question first.
What did you say, Taylor?
I think it would be useful and maybe a sign of good faith if you're going to ask a question like that, you give your own answer to it first.
Are you ready to clip it? I'm completely
I have
insane. I'm a madman.
depression and anxiety.
So yes, yes, I am. Do you believe?
I would like to know by which authority you want me to answer that question, because I was diagnosed in May with 2 different diagnoses. I was also diagnosed with brain tumors after, and I've had them I had them before for a decade. So I was diagnosed with delusional disorder, and I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. None of which I believe I have. I believe under the DSM-5, a lot of the
What
things
the fuck
that
just
Jack
happened?
and I and a lot of people have in common.
What the
fall
fuck is
under
this,
mental
Jack?
illness.
Can
And
I
doctors
ask-
Why
don't
did I just get-
understand the
why-
difference between a spiritual
deserves
awakening and anything
He's
else.
interrupting.
And
Yeah,
so
no,
I've been
nobody cares about your
diagnosed,
brain
and I'm
tumor.
very open and honest about it. And why does it fucking matter?
Let her speak.
Jubilee, what is delusion disorder? What does that like entail? What do they think?
Good question, because you can't actually find people who have it and know they have it and can
I
talk
found 2
about
of them.
it. You can't actually find those people because it's just a diagnosis they give to people who they don't know what box to put them
You have a
into.
couple beside
You
you.
can't even find people who used to have it and have overcome it. Find them. I would love to be connected to my community. Find the delusional
You are.
disorder people. Fair enough. People who are delusional enough to believe there's a better, beautiful world, those are my people. Absolutely. I pick those delusional people every day.
We are the ones.
All right.
Okay, why am I underneath?
I like
Noel's
her. I
smelly
like her.
clam
She's
right
cool.
now.
Well, you can get teeth back by her. You know.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that, Joe.
There.
Come on.
Whoa.
That's what I thought.
Nice to stay flow. No.
Well, I forgot. I joined Hank's live stream yesterday too.
Same
I
with me,
mentioned-
Hank.
Hank does live streams?
Same with me,
He did
Hank.
last night.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. You have a channel, Hank?
Yep.
You know I have a channel. Come
Please,
on, man.
you-
You've been
do you
on
have
it
a little-
before.
Margot.
You have a little
You've been
channel?
on it before, and you say, "Oh, I don't know about it." I can just go and clip that for you. if you
Oh,
want.
I forgot. I didn't know that. I forgot you had a
This
channel.
is news to me.
Huh. Interesting.
How you doing,
Hey.
Jack?
Jack.
Feeling blessed. London, you've been here patient. Blessings to you. It's good to see you again, my friend.
Jack.
Hey, what's up, Negro? What's up, London?
Jack.
Yes, Noel.
Why? Jubilee needs to say sorry to Margot. That's just mean.
Well,
Yes.
Noel, when it's time, they're adults. They'll find their ways to do what's right. We all will. This is what I'm telling you guys. I'm so inspired by many of the teachers, the other men and women I've come across online and in person. 2025, get ready. It's going to be, I believe our future will become miraculous. as more and more men and women humble their ego, stop going along to get along just to make a paycheck, you know, as more people start waking up to the truth of life and we start helping each other, when men and women join together and they share their talents for a combined intention, dude, miracles happen. Societies are created and wars are enabled.
Let's end the wars and create miracles in
Wait,
2025.
Wait, did you say wars were enabled?
Yeah, he did both. Yeah, I caught that.
I thought we didn't want to enable.
I think that with Jubilee and Jack combined, like shit's gonna get wild.
We're gonna disable them. We're gonna disable the wars.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to enable the wars. That'd be bad.
I feel like there's a
Enable the
disability joke in
disabled.
there, and I just let it go past me.
Enable the disabled as well.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
We deserve rights. I'm just kidding.
Yes, King Stephen, we will depose you for disabled rights. We will depose you.
Depose me.
Yeah.
Hank.
Hey, so
That's
Jack,
not nice.
Criminal activity happening. I like a bit of criminal activity.
Jubilee, yes, in 2025. Yes.
Here. So the topic criminal activity, it really was pointed at the banking system and the entire society we have today. Because how do criminals get away with evil, with corruption?
Secrets and lies.
Right. Yeah, enabling. People know of the injustice, they know of the injuries, they go along to get along, usually for a paycheck. This monetary system has, you know what? The future, there's a lot of lessons to be learned from history, but the most obvious one is true. I was thinking about this earlier. Much of my life, I didn't take the Bible seriously. I didn't take Jesus seriously. I thought I took my life seriously, but I self-sabotaged. I wasn't paying attention. I tell you what, the teachings from Jesus, faith in life, faith in the knowing, faith in the knower, that is you. People can't have faith or trust in themselves if they're selfish. Because we self-sabotage. I've experienced this in so many ways. What happens is the Antichrist within us, the selfish part of us, will push love. It'll push better away. We'll focus on what we don't want to happen. We'll focus on what we don't like. And then when we focus our time on what we don't like, guess what you feel inside?
Negative.
You feel like crap. Yeah, you feel like crap.
You feel like the sanity machine, Stephen. Yep, I agree.
The thing I wrote down today too was I was considering last night, and this is true.
What did the Negro say?
Here,
you're such a basic piece of shit. Noel, take it easy on that straw.
Hey,
sometimes all the love talk sounds a bit gay, though. It just does, you know.
That's in your Stephen. It's in your mind, not in my intentions. Do you think my intentions are to cross that way, or do you think you might have misunderstood what was really happening?
Do I think your intentions are gay towards who? What are you asking me?
You're the one who came up with the gay thoughts of love.
Well, all the love talk does sound kind of gay.
I just heard gay love now. What are we talking
about?
Why are you being so homophobic, King Stephen?
Well,
Hank, are you gay? You're bisexual, aren't you? Or are you just
Jack,
gay?
this is the thing, Jack. These people don't know love, so it's foreign to them. When love is being spoken...
Oh, he came on here just to bash me. He's a stalker.
I'm talking to Jack. I'm not talking to you, by the way. I'm talking to Jack.
Go ahead, Negro.
Stephen.
Yes.
Please. Share respect so you deserve respect.
He doesn't give me respect.
You don't deserve any.
You're living
Yes,
in the
I do.
past. He was
Yes, I do.
to me,
Yes, I do.
Stephen, and you were interrupting him, showing how disrespectful you are. Please, you're so much better than that. You can
No, he's
be.
not though.
You're right, I am. Carry on. Carry on. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Please,
Go ahead.
London, what were you saying?
Go ahead.
He just wanted a compliment.
Yeah, basically, I was just saying, love is, unfamiliar to certain people because they don't receive it. They don't even give it, let alone receive it. Right. So it's foreign when things like this is being spoken.
London, you're absolutely right. And it is the truth for some people. There's a lot of mental misunderstandings on what love is and is not. We live in a world of oppression and control. Many people think love is punishing. It hurts. Many people think love is obedience. Obedience without trust, out of fear, it drives us nuts. That's not love.
Love is being a straw.
Well, here's something. I don't know if I can explain it the way I know it as well. Arpol, blessings to you. Your continued support. You were one of the names, man. I envision success in the future. We're going to have an event, and some of the named players.
Stop glazing our poll.
Expenses paid. We're going to get together, man. We're going to create.
Oh no, I'm not going to stop glazing our poll. I'm busy once this.
Do you glaze our poll as well?
Oh, I'm doing it right now. Thanks, Arpol.
Jack,
please.
Can I get you to put up Margot School's comment where she's directly says, I suggest that parents that are suffering from episodes of mental illness might not be the best place for a child to be at that time. I am a mandated reporter, so this must always be considered. That is a direct threat to my living child.
Mm-hmm. That is.
Just so we're clear.
Margot is a dirty bitch. She's talking about going in real life.
And my child is well looked after. She's been well looked after the entire time. And do you know how much percentage of the population has a mental illness? A diagnosed mental illness? Depression, anxiety, CPTSD, PTSD, schizophrenia, bipolar, which I maybe already named.
Jack, have you been diagnosed?
All those people shouldn't be parents, and Margot should be the arbiter because she is a mandated reporter. But timestamp the video, and I will consider taking down your son.
I think this Margot and Jubilee situation has the potential to be explosive as fuck.
Hey, Jubilee.
Hey,
please.
I just couldn't. Sorry.
No, go ahead, London.
No, I was just gonna say, Jubilee. I don't know you from Adams, but I've seen you up here a few times. You seem like a pretty down to earth lady. I wouldn't even take most of these people on the panel too serious. I know you're bigger than that. I wouldn't even take them serious. So pay no attention.
You can't ignore threats to your family and your kids, though. That's you gotta take that shit serious. Yeah.
True. But however, we are responsible for how we perceive, what we everything we experience, we perceive, but we get to choose what threats are credible, what threats are worth my concern, and what threats, what is just, where is someone just emotionally releasing themselves? People, what Jubilee said, there's so many people living with diagnosed mental disorders. Problems have been identified, but they haven't been healed yet. But I know people. I know people.
Wait,
who
what?
know.
Can you highlight Margot's comment, please?
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Don't poke the bear. We don't have to do that.
Why? I don't know why she wrote it.
Well, Banana, then don't worry about it. Let's not.
Well, I am
highlight
worried.
it.
I'm worried about her.
First of all,
it was many
it's
years
Margot.
ago.
let's not forget that it's Margot first of all.
I
Now, let's
stand
get
with
back to-
Margot. I support
let's
what
get back
Margot's
to
Stand with
saying.
me.
I know
stand.
you do.
I stand with Margot too.
I know you guys are so quick to pick a side. I'm gonna pick a side. I'm gonna be on this side. You're on
Jack,
that side.
you're sounding condescending and
Yes,
mentally ill.
thank you for receiving that, Stephen.
So
You are.
literally all of you have your own shows. You can highlight it. Go in the replay. You can highlight it yourself. So
Settle down.
I
Hank.
stand with Margot.
Speaking of criminal activity, this black guy up here in the glasses and hat.
Would you please consider?
Yeah, I was joking.
Consider the fact that these are real human beings
Barely.
talking about their children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there's no reason to involve yourself with stuff that is not your business, Banana Stephen.
I stand with justice for that straw.
She wants the picture be moved, Jubilee. She said that right there.
Well, Jubilee said if Margot gives a timestamp, she'll go find it and remove it. If she just has to link it to Jubilee, and Jubilee will
Ham
remove
Banana.
it for Margot.
Jubilee also said that she's the sister of Jack. So I don't know what's going on here. Are they
sister
brother
in
and
Christ.
sister?
Right.
Sister in Christ.
Sister in Christ, Stephen.
Sister
See,
in
this is
Christ.
Jack and I are not biologically related.
no, never
You look
claimed it.
alike though.
Sisters
You
in
kind of
Christ
look
in our
alike. There's a
mission.
resemblance.
Well, Stephen, tell you what, we met a few years ago through the divine algorithms and all of the way the modern society works. And Jubilee found herself on this path. I don't know all the details, but ever since I met her, she knows that in her heart, she's part of this changing the world. Ending
Think how powerful.
capitalism flow state, ending capitalism.
Think how powerful your
selfish
love child
liars.
would be.
So yeah, King Stephen, the
capitalism.
blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Look,
So-
if you just bust raw,
Okay.
you could
Whoa.
that child
just-
could just
Can I address Hank though? Hank, that may be true,
Could you
but
not?
how does Jack know that Jack isn't related biologically? He could be related to Jubilee. If his father left and fucked around, he could have a sister.
because this
out
is
there.
divine.
Steven,
This
He
is
doesn't
God
know about it.
doing
That's
this.
pretty-
God wouldn't do that.
You think
Have
that's
faith,
pretty
Stephen.
probable?
It's a possibility. You can't rule it out.
Sure.
Well, it could be your sister too. So what's your point?
No, she couldn't be my sister.
Stephen,
I'd never have a queer sister.
Stephen,
You are the queer sister.
you are.
No, you are.
Big sister.
Okay, you know you're gay. Taylor.
Big sister.
What were we gonna say, Jack? You love her
That'd
like
be
a
a good
sister.
band name. Queer Sister would be an awesome rock name for
Big
like an 80s
sister.
band.
You guys are aggravating Jack. Can you let him speak? Let's get back to Jack.
Sorry, Jack.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Truly, 2025 is in my guess. Okay, I might be wrong, but I believe America, the entire society, and anyone who wants, well, I believe there will be transformations. Because I started down this road earlier. If Jesus was chosen for the life he lived, I live to glorify him, his teachings. I am prepared to die. I'll spend the rest of my life trying to achieve peace on earth. So if it is true that I am following that way, then we are the return of Christ when we unite as brothers and sisters who actually give a shit about each other. It's all it's going to take. Just some honest care. I said I was going to start reducing my profanity, but you know what? When doors really open, when it matters, my language will be cleaned up. But today, I'm still driving on faith alone. God has tested me. I'm sure God has tested all of you as well. If you're hearing my words, there's divine forces with us, bringing us into life again today. And our spirit of greatness, it's leading us through the day. If we're not paying attention to what the days reveal, we'll keep repeating the past. I'm ready for change, guys. Who's ready for change in their lives?
I'm ready. I'm just trying to figure out which changed exactly.
I would like more information before I answer as well.
How about this? I encourage anyone who's willing to try it, a simple test and a simple task for yourself. Commit yourself to paying attention to your thoughts and deeds and ask yourself often, what would be better? What's a better thought than that? What would be better than that? It's real easy for our minds, the limiting part of us. See, Christ is expansive. Love is expansive. Love is the divine energy. It's the vibration. It's the force. It's why we're here. The world has corrupted us because of criminal activity. People enabling lies. And here's the lesson I want to share. Truth shall set us free, says the Bible, says facts.
Unless you're talking to cops.
Says facts.
Well, we're all on our life paths, and yes, my honesty has led me down some paths that I didn't appreciate. But
yeah, you in particular, your honesty has not served you.
Nope, it's been my. I wouldn't change it though. Honesty is the only way to live, truly, because if we're not honest, we deny love. There's no reason to deny love. There's no reason to deny forgiveness. Forgiveness inside of you is the best gift you can give yourself. I realized this last night in reflection of me. I was doing a little bit of inventory, trying to remember, where did I have to forgive? Where was I hurt?
That's not a good inventory, I don't think.
Point at a spot on your body. Where were you hurt?
What was that?
Emotionally, I went through a lot, and disappointment, just whatever. Every single person I had to forgive, I am so grateful for today.
So you were going through and doing a mental inventory of the people you've had to forgive for doing you dirty?
Yep.
That sounds like a hit list.
No, it was in observation.
What was the point of the exercise?
To try and find a lesson to share. Observing myself different. How do I see myself today? What's different than the past? Right. And in the past, it was my unforgiveness. My unforgiveness kept me angry, kept me miserable.
I really think that maybe the more I think about it, the more I think that you and Jubilee owe it to the world to create Talcott, the love child, that will really be the catalyst for change in the world.
You're thinking small.
I think it'd be a
He always does.
Don't
He always
say that about
does.
yourself. Don't say that about yourself, Jack.
He always thinks small.
No, considering I'm trying to understand the logic.
Jack, I have a question for you.
You two have
Would
an
you say that-
amazingly similar and grandiose vision, and I just think that the sum of the as it combined, you're greater than the sum of the parts.
It's not going to happen. They're both queer. Now just get over it. They're not going to have a love child. Jack, I have a question for you though. Would you say that you just mentioned honesty,
Jack,
and you said that you prefer
execute him.
honesty? If somebody is honest with you, do you accept or get angry with their honesty?
Off with his head.
Because I notice a pattern. You seem to get angry with other people's honesty.
He does both.
Hank, get this motherfucker.
No,
It makes them
Hank,
uncomfortable.
Don't speak for Jack, Hank. Let him answer the question.
Yes, Hank. That's one of your flaws too.
You do that all the time, Hank.
Mm-hmm.
First of all,
It's very
Jack, are you
autistic
queer,
of
Jack?
you.
Denizen does it too. It's a horror.
Jack, are you queer? Are you queer? I didn't know that. Okay.
What are you talking about, London? Do you want him to be?
You called him queer, Steven.
Jesus.
You just called him.
Are you
queer.
hitting on him, London? Would you let Jack answer the question? I asked him, do you accept other people's honesty, or do you usually get angry at
Well,
them for their
before
honesty.
you ask that
I'm
question,
asking Jack. I'm
you
not
assumed that
asking
he
you,
was
London.
queer. You said he was
London, I'm
queer.
not
And
asking you. I'm asking Jack a question.
Right. And Stephen, he explained, yes. Stephen, let me ask you this.
You didn't answer my question, Jack.
I know. I have my opinion, but I don't
It's
know
not
that
an
you
opinion.
really.
Just be honest.
I don't know that you believe me. My honest answer is yes. I actually appreciate it when people are honest, even
I'm
when
honest,
I
so
don't
you
like
should
it.
accept my honesty.
Well, Stephen, you are not as honest as you claim. It is
I'm very
clear.
honest, Jack.
Stephen, I know you think that, but back to earlier words I shared, all of your thoughts are not accurate.
Jack, I think my honesty pisses you off. I think it aggravates
I
you.
know. You think a lot, Stephen, and you're not paying attention to me. You're back to your thoughts again.
I'm
Stephen,
paying.
Stephen, please pause. Let's come into this present moment. We can discuss these things without arguing. We can reason and logic. We can
As long as you're
understand.
not condescending, because you have the habit of falling into
Steven,
being
stop being a douche and
condescending.
use your logic.
Oh, come on, Flow State. Stop being gay. You're faggy.
No,
Just go ahead, Jack.
Jack's trying to teach you something, and you're over here trying to make noise and getting lost in your confused thoughts. You need to understand that your thoughts
No confused
are
thoughts
wrong.
here. Clarity.
Yeah.
Very clear-minded.
Stephen, your
Yes, Jack.
constant interruptions show that you do not have clear mind.
You keep
interrupting.
Stephen.
He's interrupting you, Jack.
No, that's fine. What was that?
Oh,
You're biased,
sorry, I
Jack.
thought you were done talking. I was just trying to tell Stephen that he's confused and he needs to listen more and talk less.
No.
Hey, Jack, what do you think about this, right? Okay, like there's like this little source here, and we'll pretend this is heaven, the source, right? Okay, and then there's this wavelength. It's a wavelength. Like you said, everything works on a wavelength, and it tethers us.
Is that supposed to be a
source.
ball?
That's a sperm.
What is that?
Dude just drew a sperm going into
Is the Earth a little dude on it, and then there's that wavelength that tethers us to.
Bro, stop drawing sperms.
heaven.
We're trying to get Stephen unconfused.
Okay, sure, it's a sperm.
Stop being gay with Flow State.
I apologize, Hampton. Dusty hasn't figured out the shape of the planet yet.
Your mic is hot, Hank. You're loud.
Lommy's hot. Let me go down.
But do you believe there is like something from our brain waves like connected to the source up in like heaven or wherever? Yeah, no.
Like a rope?
No, like a wave. Like everything's waves and light and stuff, right? So like a wave, we send out.
This is that sort of stupid smart shit, right? Like
No. Well, I don't think so. We're talking about sending out waves and junk earlier. I was working on the picture. I thought.
I'm just trying to get Jubilee. Would you be open to having a love child with Talcott?
That question doesn't even deserve an answer. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, of course she would.
It has no basis in reality. It's just a funny thought. I mean, seriously.
The brainwave thing? The brainwave thing?
Kind of disrespectful.
I want to sincerely, this was an idea I wanted to offer, something I considered earlier today. If we want 2025, if everyone makes these resolutions, I'm going to change. Anyone who's really wants to change anything in their life, give me a chance. Reach out to me. I'll see we'll brainstorm ideas and see if there's value there. But truly, it's time for mankind to start taking life seriously. Not these damn debts, not these bills, not these rules, not these opinions, not the thoughts. Thoughts don't matter. Except
thoughts don't matter.
Close the pitch, Jack. Tell them what will happen if they don't. Go ahead, finish it.
If they don't ask yourself this. If I don't change my life, continuing in 5 years, whatever, you don't know what the greater world's going to do. How are you? Are you going to be thriving, or are you going to be continuing to survive? What about others?
Thriving.
We're all going to still be here in 5 years doing exactly this.
I'm not going to be here in 5 years doing this.
Oh God, that would be true hell, right?
I'm going to offer this again. And Stephen, I don't know when you're honest and when you're not, to be honest.
I know.
Okay?
I know.
You made with fun, perhaps, and you made a comment about investing in me. I am saying right here and now, anyone who has talents and ideas to help Jack and this idea grow, let's work together. Everyone else, Flow State, you can keep doing the same shit 5 years from now. I am not.
I just had the most innovative idea of anybody on this panel, and you
He does
shat
the
on it.
same show every night. Flow State, your show's the same every night, dude. You just keep doing the same show.
Steven,
Groundhog
stop
Day.
being confused, Steven.
You'll be
Stop
doing the same
interjecting.
thing 5 years from now with your hand out for money from people, kicking people off.
Did you
your
see
show
how I did
for
last
money.
night?
The same shit. I don't even watch your show. It's always the same. It's boring.
Yeah,
So
boring.
Jack,
Get him with
here's
that.
how you can tell when Steven's lying. He's talking. That's how.
Yeah. And everybody knows that you watch my show.
Come on, Stevie Wonder.
You do streams on my show.
Oh shit!
You join my show. When
No,
I
you do live streams about me. You're obsessed with me. I don't care about you or your show.
Well, if you don't care, then unblock me.
No, I have quality on my channel. I don't have
you do
clowns in the chat.
What kind of quality do you have?
Jackie's
Finger
fault.
Ones that are above
Oh,
you.
Byron.
Ones that are above you.
Little sock puppets, little Luma
No.
Tommy, little sock puppets, little
Sock
Yeah.
Tommy puppets.
The ladies
that?
love El Diablo, little self-soothing.
You're obsessed
Ladies
with me.
love El
dude.
Diablo.
Here,
Do another live stream about me.
here,
I live
please.
rent free in your head.
London,
I love
were you
it.
trying to say something? London?
Nah, they got it. They can
Fried
have it.
chicken.
They can have it.
Well,
There you
Watermelon.
go.
wait,
Fried chicken, watermelon. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say that. I was gonna
Yeah.
say fried chicken, watermelon.
Waffles,
watermelon.
waffles and chicken.
Yes,
Watermelon.
fried chicken and watermelon on King Stephen because he allegedly has so much money.
Yeah,
Yes,
there you
Hank. I'll pay for all of you. All of you peasants, hateful little peasants.
hey, Stephen,
Yeah, Jack. Yeah.
seriously, why don't you consider funding a Talcottian event?
Yeah, Steven.
Sure, Jack.
We'll reserve a hotel
Jack.
space.
You know, Jack, I do fund a lot of people that don't treat
That would
me
be
like
a good
shit.
time
though.
for you to put down
You
the
can't
enough
just
money
kick
for the
me off
deposit
and
of the
ban me and
Talcottian
he's talking over
Convention
me.
Center.
He's talking over me.
Put your money where your
That's
mouth is,
typical
Steven.
Flow State.
You ingrateful rich bastard.
I don't think Steven's really rich, you guys.
I'll put my money wherever I want, but I already said I invest in people that are respectful. When they show that they can be respectful and they show
Hey,
they can be
Steven.
grown adults and stop yawning
Jack's
like
yelling
that,
at you, Steven.
then
Shut your
yes,
mouth.
I do.
Stephen,
Yes, I do.
your judgment is flawed.
It's not
because
judgment.
You're self-centered.
No.
Yes, Stephen, I don't want to argue
No.
this again.
You are argumentative.
Your delusions of grandeur are
Not delusional at all.
evidence. They are symptoms of your
You got to
insanity.
do better than that, Jack. If you want me to invest in you, you got to do a lot better than that.
How much will you invest in them? Oh.
See you later, Stephen. I don't care. Money is not moving me. And your interruptions, I have tried communicating with you. What do you not understand, Stephen?
Anything? He doesn't understand.
I understand
anything.
perfectly well. You didn't answer a lot of my questions today, and I already explained to you what I expect, just like I would in a business deal.
Great. Who cares?
Do you want investors or not? You brought it
You're
up,
not an
Jack.
investor.
Stephen,
You've never even
you
super
said you
chatted
wanted-
anybody. You're broke.
Stephen,
Are you letting him speak for you?
Stephen.
Yes,
you don't-
Jack.
I will not be bought, and your demands. Number one,
I bought lots of people.
Right in
I
the
could
past.
buy you.
Here's the
I
thing.
could buy you.
No, Stephen.
You couldn't buy Hank.
I'm not going to continue this because this is so juvenile.
I know. I mean, this guy, he gets hours of entertainment from you. He couldn't even send $5 your way. Come on. And we're supposed to believe he's rich. That's ridiculous.
I've seen
You don't
no
have to believe.
evidence.
He's either lying about being rich and he's actually broke, or he's ingrateful and hostile. So
Yeah, either way, we really don't want him for a boss. We don't need him. We can get the money resource from somewhere else.
Is ingrateful a word? What?
Yeah, an ingrate.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
an ingrate. Okay, let me see. I gotta. What the fuck does that mean? I
A
know I
person who's
heard
ungrateful.
it before. Damn, really? I thought you would just say ungrateful, but it just says an ungrateful person. Okay, so he's ingrateful, but ungrateful at the same time. Okay, works.
But see, I can tell that Banana has gratitude for new words in his vocabulary.
Yeah, I'm learning. I like learning things. You know, I want to learn shit. That's why we're
Jack's
here.
got a dark look on his face now.
I'm sitting here considering what I've witnessed from Hand Banana and Flow State.
He just taught me a word.
And what I'm dealing with, what we were just witnessing with Stephen.
Oh.
Yesterday, you know, Hand Banana, you and I, you have not,
So
tell you
it's my
what.
turn.
Yep, your lack of gratitude. You want to make videos about me, disrespecting me, and then show up interrupting, having your own conversations, not really caring about what's happening here. Flow State yesterday, I think it was yesterday, Chuck wanted to come up here and try and convince me in front of other witnesses who disagreed with him that I am delusional. And then I saw just briefly, you made a comment somehow that Chuck is the only one calling me out, not enabling.
He didn't actually call you out, though. He didn't make any claim at all. He asked you a question, and it was a reasonable question.
Do you remember what it was?
Not exactly, not precisely.
What about?
He was encouraging you in a non-specific way to ask yourself if everything that's happened to you was all everybody else's fault. That's a reasonable request and a good-natured one, because in reality, we all know that anything that happens in our lives that goes wrong, it's a combination of external environment and our own actions in that situation. So, yes,
I know you love.
Denison was sitting there happy to enable you.
Mm-hmm. I know you love to defend Chuck, and Chuck loves to defend you. As I told you before, you have been enabling. First, it was Margot, and for a while, it was Margot. You guys,
I never enabled Margot to do her shit at you. I enabled Margot to flirt with me.
Okay, whatever. Just like the patterns of Chuck, Margot used to have those same patterns. Talking about me, bringing my name up, dragging Jack Talcott's name through the mud. And again, Flow State, you want to enable those who believe I am delusional. Are you serious?
As I enable you.
Fair enough. To some degree, but no, you don't enable me.
Well, you take advantage of it less than they do. You don't join my panels.
I know, because you use your greater platform to disrespect me. Just like I mentioned to OTW, and I don't know if I've said it to Paul, but there will come a day you guys have gained from using me for your entertainment and your content. Maybe one day you'll do something that actually really supports me and what I'm doing.
What's that? What do you want?
You'll figure it out. You'll know when you know. The answers will come at the right time.
So, all right. Well, I mean, it was your observation, so I figured you knew the answer to it.
Well, Flow State, you're going to do what you want.
That's true.
But there will be an awakening at some point where people realize, oh shit, I guess that stuff Jack was saying does make sense.
Sounds like a subtle threat. I'm not worried about it.
Maybe he's not delusional. Maybe I was projecting my confusion onto Jack. Holy shit, maybe maybe Jack didn't deserve to be bastardized.
How much longer do we have to wait for that?
Hey, Flow State, something I noticed. I love you, my friend. Sincerely, though. Way back when, the birth of my grandchild, You claimed that what I did publicly was interpreted as vindictive, as you vindictively used your platform to bastardize me.
False.
Okay. Which part is false?
My vindictiveness. Yes, you did that vindictively. That is what I claimed, and I stand by that. And you bring it up periodically, and I won't retract it because my mind hasn't changed about it. What I was trying to get you to do was stop doing what you were doing in the actual moment, but you kicked me off the panel. And I was trying to do that for your sake, because you say that you want to repair the relationship with your son, and I did not feel like that was doing anything but further sinking it.
I know. You thought your outside view on me and my life was more credible than my honest explanations.
Yes.
Flow State, I love you. There is a Jack Talcott story happening here. You, Margot, Paul, Snafu, you guys have had these narratives about Jack that are not true. They're easily proven different.
You notice that narrative never gets brought up ever unless you bring it back up.
Which narrative?
The vindictive, when me calling you vindictive about your son. You're the only one keeping these narratives alive, just like all the things you were looping through in your head last night about all the people that did you wrong. Your inventories, you're looping.
Well,
you're stuck in your anger.
It's actually you revealing your loop, because you found an opinion long ago that Jack is a vindictive man, that his intentions.
No, I observed in action. It actually kind of caught me off guard, and it shouldn't have, because I'd known you for a year at that point.
I know. Well, and you never looked to change your mind. You aren't interested in changing your mind.
I have not seen anything that would lead me to change my mind. I keep getting evidence of the opposite.
You haven't looked.
No, I have looked. You're the one who's not in touch with reality right now. Reality is I look regularly and I don't see anything that changes my mind.
I know, Jack, what would help. You explain to Flow State why I'm not having the same problem he is. Because on the surface, I do the same thing everyone else does, but in reality, I'm actually helping Jack. Go ahead in your own words, Jack.
Motherfucker. We don't need. Why do you have to take every conversation and point it at yourself?
It is a pattern, Hank. It's a pattern.
I'm just giving you the opportunity, Jack, to explain how not to be in so much trouble. Go ahead and explain it to Flow State.
Flow State understands Jack. Flow State knows how the fuck to do what he needs to do. I'm not trying to stay out of trouble. I'm trying to tell Jack what the fuck I think. And if I get kicked off the panel, I get kicked off the panel. So be it.
I know. You don't
Nobody's
care.
trying to be like Hank right now.
Flo is a troll.
Well, every one of us has the potential to be a troll, to not take others seriously. We can choose whatever we want. But what matters is what is true. And Flow State. I think what you did is you used me. I have an assumption, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I have assumption you have someone in your past, likely a family member, who you've separated from, and you rejected their attempts to reconcile because you still felt wounded.
False. I have never been in that position. What I was observing is something entirely foreign to my experience. I've never had somebody that I requested cease contact with me dox me.
Dox. There was no doxing.
Okay. You can play semantic games with me if you want. You know what I'm talking about.
No, this is your narrative. What was doxing? The name?
Full names, wedding registry, dropping links to wedding registries. Fine. What do you want to call it? Let's call it. What do you want to call it?
Let's call it what it was. A father who's disconnected with his son.
Maliciously putting out public information.
Maliciously. Where was the malice? Where was the
malice? Was in the timing and the platform. You waited until Paul was restreaming you so that both audiences would see that. You know you have trolls. You got a wall of snafu bullshit in back. You waited till all the most hostile, shitty people were watching to dump that information and drop a link. That's hostile.
That's what you think.
No, that's what I know.
What makes you know that? Because you've never asked.
Because you've been asked not to contact them, and you
How do
responded by
Okay, Chuck.
dropping their shit everywhere.
Okay, Chuck. What makes you think that? Who did you?
said?
Who
What
did you?
said.
Okay, see, you want to selectively choose what you hear so that you can defend and maintain your patterns of
Did you
judgment.
not say that? Have you not said that?
Flow
about
state. Did it? What did I just say? Please.
You said I'm being selective in my listening, but I'm not. And you not denying that they've asked you that. You say it all the time. Every new person you meet, you ask them to reach out for you.
That's not accurate. Not every new person. Don't be
I'm
a
being
clown.
hyperbolic. Don't get lost in semantics again.
Don't be a clown. Whoever's in the back, I'm not sure about the name. You want to rename yourself? I'll bring you up.
What's the name, Jack?
It looks like Machete will F you up. I don't know.
Keep him out. Never mind. Who is that?
That sounded like a moose laugh. Is that a moose laugh?
No, it's not Moose.
Okay.
Machete or systematic self-organization.
That ham banana.
It might be hand banana.
That makes sense.
Juvenile clowns, man. Juvenile. This YouTube life has been a real experience. It blows my mind. Flow state. Despite your disagreement that you don't have selective memory, the facts are pretty clear. There was no malice in my intentions. You took facts, twisted it into some false narrative so that you would have an excuse to use Jack as
No, those aren't facts. That's speculation about opinion. That's a derivative of a derivative. That's 2 degrees removed from facts.
Okay, where is your disagreement? Because I know what I was describing when I said facts. What did you disagree with my words?
You claim to know my thoughts as facts, or my opinions as facts. Opinions aren't facts. And the fact is, you can't know mine. You have to take my word for it or interpret my behaviors. But you don't have any way of knowing factually what anybody else's thoughts are.
But you don't have to accept my words. I have to accept your thoughts on
Well, I'm not the one sitting here giving claim to facts. I'm not claiming that I know for a fact. What I'm claiming is that I can see through your behavior. That what? Yes, your action.
Flow state.
When you drop that shit, you explicitly and deliberately ignored what had been requested of you. That is not
blah 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 blah. It's your same fucking loop. Go tell a
It's
different
not my loop.
story.
It's your
Hey,
loop. I'll never bring it up.
Whoa. Every time it's brought up, you want to defend
Why
your
do
old
you
loop.
keep bringing?
I brought it up, Flow State, because you and I still have unresolved issues. Why was it brought up? Because I've said, Flow State, your channel, which has more viewers than mine, you have used your position in this world to enable people to mock me. I'm going to leave your ass behind, Flow State. I don't need your approval. Pauly Boy, Paul Unslaved, if you hear me too. Pray you tune in. Hey, we're over 2 hours. Jack's Fire's coming up. Maybe it's time to, you know what? Let's settle back into the present and be at peace.
There you go. Hey, Jack, I wanted to bring to your attention that Machete person. I think they're in the chat. I think it's one of your mods that wanted to come up and talk to you.
I doubt it. They didn't say anything.
That's what they want. If you check the chat room, that's what they said.
Oh, okay. Hey, if that was Machete, please, next time. You're welcome. I just couldn't hear it. we're at 2 hours. I think it's time to continue. I have other engagements this evening, and I am prayerfully that perhaps on the tomorrow's Talcott Tuesday. Maybe I'll have some great news to share. We'll see.
There you go.
It's
Hey,
the last
Jack.
day of the year tomorrow too. Last day of the year, so get your stuff wrapped up.
Blessings. Any other parting words, my friends? All right. Much love to you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Machine Lies, are you there?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I've been observing the panel, and yeah, I think maybe Flow State is just trying to do some type of I guess he may be shopping for content or something like that. That's probably what I surmise, right? But yeah, I'm a little bit confused about the title, Brother Jack. Perhaps you can enlighten me real quick about the title Criminal Activity. I must have missed what that was about. It seems like a very strange title for your type of shows, but I was wondering.
It came up because I got a call from a debt collector earlier.
Oh, okay.
And I said to the lady, we are participating with the criminal enterprise of the money system. It's all fabrications and lies, and men and women are working themselves to death just to pay bills. And then the people who don't have money, they're kicked to the streets. They're denied education. Hey, Margot has returned, and I want to give her an opportunity. Margot?
I just wanted to apologize for the negativity I brought to your panel. That was not my intent. It's just, it was very painful what happened to me, and I apologize. And if any of that led to your discomfort or what happened afterwards, my deepest apologies. I'm sad right now, and I don't regret what I did, but I regret the aftermath.
Margot, thank you for your consideration here. What I want to encourage you, please, every time we find a hurt, it gives us an opportunity to grow in our practice of forgiveness. And honestly, you guys got along in the past. You had some misunderstandings, and maybe.
Well, absolutely. And I don't hold any feelings towards her or him. I don't know how they identify, but I would like the picture of my son's gravesite taken down. You can understand that, I'm sure.
I can. And while it may not be required, it is, if you help her out, drop the timestamp, give her the opportunity to follow through with her words.
She'll have to do that. I'm not going to give it any other energy. And
okay,
yeah.
Understand. Hey, Margot, one of you will rise above. One of you will rise above first. Okay.
Oh, I didn't lower myself. It was brought to my attention that she had done it and what she'd said about defacing it. And I addressed it directly with her, and it's put to bed.
All right. Beautiful.
All right. Thank you, Jack. Have a good night. Good night, Machine Lies.
Yeah, blessings. Thank you.
Blessing, Margaret. Criminal activity.
Yeah, definitely.
We have you. I asked a question, and I don't even remember if you got a chance to answer. You might not have been there when I asked. A recent conversation, you were talking about the development of society. And you pointed out that through the development of society, the commonly held laws, it allows man to move individually. But you used some term that was perfect. Do you know what I'm talking about? You remember what you were saying?
Yes. Yes, I think I was talking about social techniques and the way they interlink different cultures and among societies. I guess I was talking about the development of things like philosophy, that come up with these sort of universal truths that bind different of the fabrics of different cultural experience together.
There was something you said, though, that pointed out that once there is the law and the state, once that was established, the idea behind it, trying to find the good, the good behind having that was it allowed man to live their own path. But you used a term that I've heard before, and golly geez. What would that be? Where I'll come up with it. Brother, let's connect again later, please.
Yeah, it's no worries. Yeah, I know I use a lot of nuanced terminology on my show. And it's because I'm trying to repackage several different concepts and meanings together so we could start on but yeah, one of the favorite words for it I like to use is architectonic. That way that we create symbols. And I think that there's a new age upon us, in terms of criminal activity. Right? Because there's a lot of private spies. Private companies that are creating spies. Spy tools. So
I'm going to talk on that. I'm going to toss you out. Anything
yeah,
else?
definitely. I was just gonna say about the era of corporate espionage and about the new era of I guess criminal activity. But yeah, we could talk about these subjects many times. Blessings, Brother Jack. Thank you so much.
Much love to you. Thank you very much. To reinforce my intentions and my thoughts on the idea of the topic of criminal activity. The law of this land, this realm we live in, the law that every spiritual master, every saint throughout history, the law they lived by, the law I live by, love, love. Allow love to rule your life. What would you love to do in your future? What would you love to get done? What would you love to get to be? Love is the law for this realm. Love, what's the law of love? The law of love is truth, right? Maybe it's, the law of love is truth, because from the heart, the truth is revealed. And the truth is transparent. The truth is honest. The truth is perhaps, it's transparent. Perhaps the truth has oversight. What if we created a world of the future where publicly we overlooked all the information instead of pretending to have oversight on companies and authorities and all these stupid positions of employment? Golly geez, Jack, get fired up. Gets fired up. I don't mean bring up the angry cop, but man, the criminal activities of this world, to deny another man or woman wisdom because they can't afford the knowledge. Oh, praise God. God is the truth. Don't be afraid of the truth. Don't hide the truth. Don't twist the truth. Honor the truth of you. Allow the answers of love to bring you a wholeness and a stillness into your day and into your life today. I'm going to wrap it up. We will continue in the future, and praise God. Let's see what the future brings together. If you've not subscribed yet, please do. Watch for the notifications, and we'll see where our future leads us. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all, and thank you.